So I got to be honest, the Beretta APX was a gun that I was sort of like, meh, whatever, when it was announced and when it came out. But I'm at about 120 rounds now, so we're wrapping up the first 100 of this gun, and it seems like it has flown by just like that. And the reason is because I'm having fun. If I'm having fun, it must be because this is a really nice pistol. No, it's not one of the symbols from Led Zeppelin 4, although that would be very cool. No, it is in fact a Beretta. You read the title up front. So, again, I try not to go too far into the unboxing side of this, but this has me a little bit confused right here. It says pull, but it also says push. Now, I have enough trouble following basic instructions as it is, let alone conflicting ones like that. All right, so let's take a quick look. Here is the gun, the way it comes, just from the toy store. We have a lock, of course. We have the pistol, of course, and we have a second magazine. There are also two back straps, in addition to the one, obviously, on the pistol. So we have a small here and I'm guessing a large. Yep, a large. So that means they have installed the medium on the gun, which is kind of normal. Magazines are 17 rounders. So we have two 17-round magazines that come with the pistol. This is, of course, the Beretta APX. Now, I'm not familiar enough yet, and I may, during the course of offering this video, I may make myself more familiar, or I may not, but I'm not familiar enough yet with the Beretta APX to know some of the different configurations that may or may not be available. So I'm going to consider right now that this is pretty much how they all come. I do know you can get different colors. You can get flat dark earth and olive drab and stuff like that, but I don't know. I always like basic black. I find it to be fairly slimming. Let's take a quick look up top, just at the normal stuff that comes with it. You get a cleaning rod and brushes, which is nice. I like that. Appreciate that. Decent looking little owner's manual. So this much of it is English. The rest of it is for the rest of the world. I have mixed feelings about this. So this is a booklet in actually a pretty nice plastic case that says warranty. And, you know, talks about the warranty of the product. So, I guess, okay, it's nice they went to all that trouble, but it also makes me think that the more trouble you go to print a booklet about your warranty probably means you're excluding a lot of things. I kind of like the products that are just like, hey, if anything goes wrong with this thing, we'll fix it. Those are the kind of warranties I like. If you've got a whole booklet in a nice plastic container, probably means you're going to tell me about a lot of things that aren't covered. All right, so having said that, let's take a little bit closer look at the gun. Make sure I don't have anything else in the box. I'm not going to try the other back straps at this point in time. From the little bit of handling I did at the gun store, this one feels fantastic in medium. So let's get this box out of the way. Okay, so here's the gun. Here's the Beretta APX. This is, I believe, first polymer offering in a full-size duty gun from Beretta. It's got a pretty aggressive grip stippling. Right here in the finger grooves are basically like little pyramids that stick out and really do grab you. Same is mimicked here on the back strap, and on the sides you've got very similar to the Sig Sauer E2 material, and also similar to what M&P is doing. The 3-dot sights are not night sights, but they are steel. They are sort of a Novak style with that front sloping anti-snag. I did notice that the front dot is larger than the two rear dots, and it does seem to fit pretty nicely in that notch. I'll give you more thoughts on that while I'm actually shooting the gun, because that's when I'll be really paying attention to the sights, I hope. Trigger feels pretty nice. It's got a trigger safety in the center, like most polymer striker-fired guns do these days. The pull feels a little bit heavy, but it feels pretty consistent. So just doing a real quick look at it. We go engage the safety. Now take up is very short. Look at that. Okay, so we engage the safety. Still haven't moved the trigger. Now we start to move the trigger. That's it. That's all the take up you get. And then very crisp. So you're at the wall. It's a pretty hard wall. Nice crisp break. Feels like about 5.5 pounds or so. Maybe 6. I usually wait till I've put 100 or at least 100 rounds before I measure the trigger, because it will lighten up. So, but it feels nice. Now the reset on the trigger. Okay, nice and tactile, good audio feedback. And it puts you right back at the wall. So the good thing is there's no additional take up. So you get to your reset and you are right there, right at the wall. No take up. That's nice. I look for that in a striker fired gun. The one thing I did notice also right away, handling the gun at the counter, magazine release, I'm actually holding the gun at a slight angle upward and it shoots it straight out. So of course that's with a little bit of pressure from the even with the slide locked back, so we're not pushing down on it. Nice ejection. So really good spring in the magazine, number one, to give you that push. But I really like the feel and the operation of this magazine release. I could just about hit it without changing my grip, which is good. Very aggressive serrations, both front and rear on the slide. Big and beefy. They sort of remind me of off-road truck tires. And that kinda is what you get. You get that big grab it anywhere and, you know, manhandle it type of feel. So yeah, I mean grabbing the slide up front feels just the same as grabbing it in the back. So that's pretty neat. The slide stop is ambidextrous. Slide stop, slide release. Alright, put a snap cap in my magazine so that I can see how the slide stop works as a slide release. I don't like to do that on an empty chamber. Oh yeah, works nice. We'll test that out. Definitely some more while we're shooting it. So the only real complaints, I have not paid a whole lot of attention to what everybody has said about the APX, not because I don't care, I just haven't had a chance. But the only thing that has caught my attention is that a lot of people are complaining about the takedown for field strip. So I haven't tried it yet. I will, and I'll let you know what I think about that. Okay, I have tried the field strip takedown to get the slide off the pistol, and it is a bit nasty, at least at this point. Of course, everything is brand new and tight. The idea is, of course, you have to clear the striker or discharge the striker, so you can either, there's a little pin right back here, you can do that with, you can either use a punch on this little button, but you got to move the slide back to do that, which is kind of weird. Alright, that has done it. Or you can use the traditional method of pulling the trigger. So what you got to do after that is you've got to rotate this takedown lever down. Well, that's pretty intuitive. We see that on a lot of pistols. However, before you can rotate this down, there's like a cam inside there, so you've got to clear that by pushing in on this side of this pin. And that's where it gets tough, because that is tight. Right now that is just very, very tight. So there, I'm able to do that with sort of the hard part of my thumb. Push that in, rotate that down, and then the slide comes right off. So It's not the greatest or easiest, and I can understand why people are complaining, but yeah, I don't know that it's that big a deal. There are worse. And anybody who's shot guns in the 1980s and 1970s knows that we're definitely spoiled today by how easy they all break down. So other than that, looks like all typical standard stuff. I know this is going a little beyond the scope of a first 100. I usually don't go to this extent, but hey, as long as I got the slide off, might as well take a look in it. Looks like we have a dual recoil spring captured. Looks like you could uncapture it by removing a roll pin there, but I don't know why someone would want to do that. Everything looks good. I will put extra lube on this thing before I shoot it. So then, I guess, when you put it back together, there is a spring load to this. There we go, but see, it's not in all the way. There it goes. All right. That's it. I'm sure after about half a dozen times, I'll become a pro at that and make it look easy. Okay, so there are the basics on the Beretta APX. Let's get this thing out and see how it shoots. Okay, so enough yakking. Let's get shooting this Beretta APX. I showed you on the workbench that the slide stop actually functions nicely as a slide release. Something I do appreciate. 10 yards from my target. Man, this front sight is huge. It's like a baseball between two golf balls. Okay, I'm using a little bit of a 6 o'clock hold, and it looks like it's hitting low, so maybe it likes a point of aim hold as well. Raise it up a little bit and try a point of aim hold. The grip right now is the, I believe it's the medium that's installed. It's almost small. It's a good sight picture. Just the right amount of airspace. Big dot. Easy acquisition. Trigger feels nice, and the grip texture feels nice. All right, good stuff. Okay, that was MagTech ammo, 115 grain ball. Gonna move on now to some Remington UMC, shooting the upper middle class stuff. New target. Gonna continue my point of aim hold with it. At 10 yards, which is my distance, this front dot just about covers up that orange dot. You get like a solar eclipse look. The takedown lever is beating on my thumb a little bit, But this grip is really comfortable. It's much smaller than I would have expected with the medium-sized backstrap installed. So if you've got really small hands, this might be a really nice choice because, again, this is the medium installed and there's a small yet that you could go to. I like the texture of the grip. It really does grab your fingers. It feels good against the sides of your hand, or the sides of the grip feel good in the palm of your hand, the back strap, and those finger grooves with that gnarly checkering in there really do hold them nice. The slide serrations are extremely functional. I like the sights, I like the trigger, I like the feel of the grip. It's got a natural pointing ergonomic to it, pushes out right to a sight picture. There's not a lot yet I don't like about this gun, if anything. Once you get a little bit used to the reset on the trigger, it's pretty easy to pick up where it is. So I think I'm starting to improve my trigger a little bit with this gun as, you know, again, I'm starting to be able to work that reset a little bit. But it has a nice tactile feel. Everything feeds, everything ejects nice. It's a well-made gun, very well-made gun. I'm at about 120 rounds now, so we're wrapping up the first 100 of this gun, and it seems like it has flown by just like that. And the reason is because I'm having fun. If I'm having fun, it must be because this is a really nice pistol. I think this is a really nice pistol. I'm very, very happy with it. Very pleasantly surprised. It is just about exactly Glock 17 size for reference. This is a keeper, folks, so there will be some comparisons coming in the not too distant future. But Beretta APX, this is a serious contender in the striker-fired handgun market. Let's wrap it up.